story of Bill Cosby getting out of jail. I realize that I am a week late. That was on purpose. That was by design. Mostly because I'm really just kind of over the Bill Cosby situation. Okay, I actually did a whole video for it, and then I was like, you know what, I'm not putting this up, because I have expressed to you guys how I felt about Bill Cosby in the past. I felt like he was guilty in the past, and I feel like he's guilty today. Okay, I also understand the way the legal system works, and we can blame the prosecution for the blunder in bringing forth evidence that should not have been in the second trial for Bill Cosby. The deal that was worked out, the prosecution ignored that and went forward. And so the incriminating things that Bill Cosby said in his, original deposition when they had the original agreement, should not have even been considered in this new trial. So that is the reason why Bill Cosby is out on a technicality that even though he admitted to some things that he had done that were very much incriminating, that they were not supposed to use that. Okay, we understand that one of the victims had been paid out money, and so that should have been a done deal and a wrap on that. However, the prosecution was very ambitious and they went on forward, and then this happened. I believe that both sides knew it was coming. That was why we heard recently when they wanted Bill Cosby to take a some sort of, he could have gotten out early if he would have taken a class, for rapist or something along those lines, sexual predators or violence, people that have committed sexual violence, and he refused to take it because that would have been admitting guilt, and he wasn't going to do that. And so good thing that he didn't, because there are many people who believe that Bill Cosby is innocent, and that would have maybe changed some minds or made him feel like he was admitting that he had done, that he was guilty. So anyway, he was let out of jail, and that's really just pretty much it. Philadelphia Supreme Court was just like, no, you can't put him in jail because there was a deal already in place, and that is really that. Okay, there's been a lot of fallout because of what happened. We saw what happened with Phylicia Rashad, who was supportive in him and tweeted that, finally a horrendous wrong has been righted, and people came for Phylicia. You guys know that she just was named the dean of fine arts there at Howard University, and her expressing her support of Bill Cosby did not land well. Many people, were attacking her and were upset, and Howard University had to come out and say that they don't, agree with the words that she said, and that they are sympathetic to sexual violence victims. And then she also had to come out and say that, she was sympathetic to sexual violence victims and they should always speak out. And now it's come out that she's got to take a certain kind of training, a class, so that she will be more sympathetic to the victims. And I mean, it's just been a lot. They haven't removed her from, their whole dean situation. She still will be the dean, but I think to make everybody more comfortable with it, they've decided to put her in this class and, make sure that they separated themselves from, what she said. But I also know that Howard ain't trying to let Phylicia Rashad go, because after this too shall pass. After this passes, then they're going to reap the benefits of having someone like Phylicia Rashad on their team. So they don't want to be letting her go or anything like that. Stephanie Mills spoke out and said that if Howard University feels like, Bill Cosby was guilty, and that, they don't want to be supportive of him in any kind of way or align themselves with his way of thinking, then Howard University should give back the millions of dollars that he gave them. And I'd have to agree. If you have made up in your mind that you are totally against what a person does or stands for or whatever, then the biggest You know, the biggest move of support of the victims would be like, okay, we giving you back these millions and millions and millions of dollars. Okay, well, they ain't trying to do that. They like, wait a minute, hold on. We just said that, you know, so now they've kind of been put in a weird place, because are you going to get this money back, or are you keeping this money and being supportive of, you know, so that's going on. We also hear that Bill Cosby is now trying to film a documentary. I think that documentary many people will watch, because, you know, people just love a story. And he also wants to go on a tour. Now that part, I mean, Bill Cosby is 80-something years old. He's partially blind. I mean, he's sickly. And maybe the man just needs to be home. You know, you've gotten out, and so maybe you need to be home and enjoy your, you know, your being homeness with your family and friends. But no, they say that he wants to go on a tour, a comedy tour, and I mean, child, can you imagine how that would be? I mean, are many of you guys going out to see Bill Cosby in a stand-up comedy routine? And I mean, can you imagine what because most comedians go by what is happening in their life at the time, and can you imagine what his material would be? Child, I don't know, but yeah, it's a lot going on with your boy. it's a lot going on with your boy. My feelings haven't changed. Many of you guys were upset with me back in the day when I said that I felt like he was guilty, and you know, I mean, that's fine. We can all disagree. You guys let me know what you think about all of that's gone on with Bill Cosby, and leave it. Y'all don't be fighting. Y'all just discuss. Okay, it's okay when folks don't agree. All right, but y'all leave all that in the comments. All right, you guys, so I want to give a rest in peace to actress SuzanneDouglas, who we woke up yesterday to find out that she had passed. 64 years old, you guys, young. Looks young, still out there very much acting. And I was, first when I saw the picture of her, I was like, wait, who is that? Because she had her hair in braids and she had on glasses and things, and I couldn't figure out, but I was like, I know the name. And so then when I went to go research the name, I was like, oh my God, her? She died? You guys remember her as the mother on Parenthood. She was the wife of Robert Townsend on that show. I mean, we remember her from How Stella Got Her Groove Back. And we've seen her in countless other, the Inkwell. She always plays the very regal, well, in How Stella Got Her Groove Back, she was kind of the uppity sister. Remember, it was Regina King, and then it was SuzanneDouglas, and she was the more uppity, more judgmental sister who meant well, wanted, you know, well for her sister, but you know, was kind of stuck in her ways. But she always plays a very, you know, kind of very well upstanding and, you know, regal, and you know, she always plays that type of character. I was hurt when I saw that she had died. I was like, oh my God. I don't know how she passed. They haven't revealed how she died, but yeah, many celebrities, you know, had their outpouring of love for her yesterday. She was also in Ava DuVernay's When They See Us. You guys know, to this day, I cannot watch that movie. I watched like the first 45 minutes, and I was like, oh no, I ain't gonna be able to do this. Okay, niggas still ain't over it. Like, I was like, my son is too young, and like, I could just see myself placed in the situation that those parents were in, and I was just like, this shit is too traumatizing, too triggering. Like, I can't do this. But she was also in that movie. Ava DuVernay had something to say. You know, Robert Townsend, Jada Pinkett Smith, and many other people who had worked with her all said how she was very classy, and she was always very, you know, soft-spoken, and, you know, very just a good person that was gone too soon. 64 years old is so young. We've been seeing our people, you know, our favorite actors and actresses and singers, you know, people that we may not have even seen, or wasn't on our radar, but, you know, we still love them nonetheless. We've been seeing them die I just told you guys in that BET tribute that they did, like all the young people that had died last year, you know. So this is one that's just very, very sad. She was married. She was married to neuroradiologist Roy Cobb. They had been married for 32 years. Together, they did have one daughter, and so she leaves behind her husband and her daughter. And many, many fans and friends, I'm sure. 64 years. Oh, I'm just so sad, you guys. We lose people more and more every day. It's just so alarming. But rest in peace to SuzanneDouglas. All right, you guys, last week, right after I finished doing my top of the blogs, I saw that Meghan McCain announced on The View that she is going to be leaving. She's going to finish out her contract, which ends, I'm sorry, not her contract. She's finishing out July, and then she is getting the hell on. Okay, she said that as she has this young daughter and she realizes that she wants to be home more with her child so she can be there for the, you know, all of the stages and be the doting mom that she would love to be. And being on The View, even though they've been working from home, it's just sort of like, girl, you still home with your daughter. Why, you know, why can't you do both? But she's like, yeah, I'm done and it's over. I think it was apparent that she was starting to have more and more conflict with her co-host. And I think they were sick of her. I think she was sick of them. She's been on there, I think they said 4 or 5 years. And you know what? It's just time to get on. It's just time to get on. And so she's leaving. All right. I think they said that her contract really was still for another year or two, but there must be some option in there for her to, you know, to just opt out. Maybe she don't have to get her money, you know, she could just kind of be like, chuck the deuces and be like, it's out, I'm out or whatever. So, yeah, no love lost there. I don't think anybody is going to be upset to see Meghan McCain go. I'm talking about the co-host anyway, you know, even though they'll say that they fight like sisters, they're family and all of that. I mean, you could clearly see that Joy was over. Honey, Joy been over Miss Meghan for a long time. All right. And I'm sure Whoopi Goldberg is tired of being the moderator and the mediator, I should say, between the two of them and all of that. So yeah, Meghan McCain is going to be leaving The View. Are you guys sad about that? All right, you guys, and then lastly, a few quickies. So you guys know that the movie Black Widow will be coming out this weekend. Actually, it comes out tomorrow. You guys know that I am a Marvel fan, and I am excited about the Black Widow. Somebody asked me if I was going to be seeing the movie, and yes, the plans are definitely for me to go and see it this weekend, so I'm excited about that. You know, it's one good thing about, you know, them lifting all of these restrictions is that people can get back to the movie theaters. I refuse to watch these movies on TV. I need to see them on the big screen. So yes, I'm excited to see old ScarJo and the women that are going to be in this movie. Is all, you know, it gives me all the feels because it's about the women, and you know, I just love a tough ass woman, you know, superhero Marvel comic thing happening. So yes, I will be going to see the movie. You guys make sure you go and see it, and then you guys have to let me know how you thought about what you thought about it. Another quickie is Gary Owen's wife is still out there. You listen, she gonna keep on coming, so we just gonna have to just get used to it. Okay, I don't really ever see what Gary Owens has said, but I'm sure she's way more tuned in to Gary Owens than the rest of us. So I mean, whatever he's doing out there, he's still pissing her the fuck off, and she's still going off. And I was just like, somebody give the ex-wife a hug, you guys. She is in that, what I like to call the Garcelle Bouvet mode. She just can't seem to get out of it. You guys remember when Garcelle blasted her husband? When she found out that he was cheating and sent the email to all of his work, you know, like his professional people, and let them know, you know, she had twins with him and that he, remember when she did that? Okay, well, this is what the wife is just stuck in this mode. And, you know, I'm sure it's a hard mode to get out of. They were together for a long time, you know, and maybe the things that she never thought that Gary would do, you know, he is doing now. You know, when you going through a divorce or separation, you know, when shit gets bad, you be surprised at what your mate, you be surprised at what your mate can do. They'll do and say some shit to you that you be like, I can't believe this motherfucker is saying this to me. The same one that had then jumped up on top of me and was professing they love to me and gave me these kids and all of this. You know, they turn around and do some, I mean, just some old way out backstabby ass shit. You know, a lot of people, it's hard for them to even fathom that. So that's where she is. So I want somebody to go and just be like, girl, it's gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. Just, you know, just try to work it out as best you can and just move forward. If Gary is treating you like an ass, then, you know, now you know what you're dealing with, and, you know, move accordingly. So yeah, but she's still out there spilling the beans, y'all. People wanted me to talk about Wendy and Tabitha Brown. You know, listen, Wendy Williams, that's what she does. She gets on her show and she talks. I actually don't think that Wendy Williams was talking so much about Tabitha Brown's relationship as much as she was caught up in her own life and kind of just put Tabitha's situation in her situation, which aren't necessarily comparable. Tabitha Brown is in a happy marriage as far as we know. She has a husband who was a police officer, you know, and she's going on to do her acting and all of this. And I was on Twitter yesterday and I saw that Justin had said, you know, also Tabitha Brown's husband, it doesn't look good for the brand for him to be out there as a police officer. And, you know, Tabitha is acting and moving on and doing all these things. So, I mean, there's reasons, I'm sure, why they did it. But the ultimate reason is she wanted to be able to retire her husband and let him do what he wanted to do because he's always been supportive of her. Okay. And in marriages, people in marriages do these kind of things all the time. But Wendy, because see, Wendy's marriage was fucked up and we know it. We saw the video, I mean, the movie, and we all know that. I think Wendy just got caught up in like what happened in her life. And you be jaded, you know, when you get in a fucked up situation, you be jaded. You think that everybody's life is the same as yours. And the fact of the matter is it's not. Okay. Yes, some people have fucked up marriages, but some people have good marriages as well. Everybody is not trying to live off of your money. Everybody is not trying to take advantage of you. Everybody is not trying to see you do all the work and you know, support somebody who don't give a damn about you. Like, everybody is not like that. So Wendy kind of got off on her own thing and used Tabitha Brown's situation, which is never good because everybody loves Tabitha Brown. You was not going to get away with that. As we saw, they was in her comments with the avocados and, you know, being super supportive as her fans and her followers should be. Even though I don't think that kind of shit affects Wendy, you know, she knows it comes with the game and everything. But I was just like, yeah, Wendy, just tell your story. Don't be trying to say, you know, don't be trying to predict what might happen in somebody else's life, because my life is not the same as your life, and your life is not the same as her life. It's not the same as his life and all of that. So that's all. But yeah, honey, they got Wendy together real quick. And then of course Tabitha, in her own sugar and spice kind of way, definitely had to give Wendy that special read that only she could do as well. And, you know, in the end just said that she felt sorry for Wendy and that she hopes that she can find the love eventually that, you know, every woman, every person on this earth deserves. I mean, I feel like everybody deserves to have that love in their life. So, that's kind of what that is, you guys. And I'm gonna close out on that one, you guys. I told you it was gonna be quite a bit of pontification on this on this video. Y'all know Rocky love you. Y'all need a hug. Give y'all a hug. Y'all know I get up here. Rocky love y'all. Rock stars, let me get off of here, get on back to work. We do this every single week, so make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back.